Hello friends, Cheryl here with Pulp. Are you ready to have some fun? I saw this the other day on a video and I thought, oh, that is just perfect for my labels that I have that are just kind of dull and boring. And I know some people put blank labels onto journal pages. I'm sorry for the crinkling. I just noticed I've got ink on my hands. I just wanted to wipe that off. Some people will put like blank labels on a page, and I don't know. I have a hard time doing that. I think there's something needs to be in them. Like I have all of these that I cut out, but they don't have anything on them. There's more back here. So we have this book extra. And then I had a bunch that I got from your creative studio. And I thought we could do these up too. There's these, and they're perforated at the bottom. And then I have these that are just plain, little labels. And then I have these that are plain labels. Okay, some of them have numbers on them. But I have these, and I have lots of things. I have some scrap fabric. I've got some stamped pieces of fabric that we might use. I've got a bunch of stickers. I've got florals and butterflies. And this was from Roxy's Creative Challenge, her website. I bought a digital from her, and these are the flower cutouts. And then these are just some stamped bits of paper that I have. Got a little bit of printed like book page recipe. And then I've got a pile of stickers, just all kinds of stickers. And so what this person did, and I just want to have some fun doing up some, let's pick a few of these here. What they did was, in fact, we could even put one of those letters on there. Let's just... So this one's going to be real simple. This is one of those 3D stickers that you get at Dollar Tree from your creative, not your creative studio, Crafters, I don't remember. Crafter something. There we go. We can have a number 4 and a house. So we just took that from just a plain label to now something we could have fun putting on a page. And that's what I want to do. This says number. Let's do this square one. Let's look for, oh, look at these. How about if we put a little bit of text on there, and then one of these guys. I think that would be cool. Now these edges are going to, be over the side of the label, but that's okay. Okay, let's going to put that on there sideways, and now figure out, oh, I think we want this one. We want this nice big, I guess this is a rooster. And there we go. Let me get this. And put just a little more glue under that corner. And look at that. Now we can also do the, inking the edges. That is a fun thing to do too. So just like that, we've got two really fun labels. Wouldn't that be a fun for a page? Let's do this. Actually, is this a sticker? This may be a sticker. Feels like it's got a backing on it, but that's okay. So these are embellished. Where'd my ink go? There it is. These are embellished labels. So you don't have just plain old labels. Okay, so there's that one, and there's that one. Now, let's see. We can do, whoops. Let's do, now see, that one has a little bit of writing in the middle. But we can, let's look for some floral stickers here. See if I have anything small enough for this little circle. Oh, that's cute. Isn't that cute? It doesn't take much, I'm telling you. I think this might be a sticker as well. Well, I've been sneezing like crazy down here because of the dust, and I've been doing a lot of organizing, emptying out boxes that have been sitting forever and putting stuff away or putting it in the, get rid of pile. I've got a pile of stuff I want to sell, and then I have a pile of Happy Mail stuff that I will give away to folks. Look at that. Isn't that so much cuter as a label? Let's try another one. Let's look at this one and see what we've got. Oh, we've got some of these. Oops. This is fair 1, 2, 3, 4. Or, let's see what else can we put on there. Oh, how about this one? How about that one? Just a little number in it. And I could put a little tiny bit of text behind it. Not much. There, put a little bit of book text behind that. So again, you guys, this is nothing fancy. This is like, get out all the stuff that you have to work with and get out some blank, boring labels that you may have and see if you can make something more fun out of them. I love this idea. They're kind of like real mini clusters. I suppose you could cluster them up even more, but it's just basically adding a little something to. Oh, might need something more. We'll keep that out for a minute and see what else we might want to put on there. I've got all kinds of stuff over here. All right, let's keep going. Let's do one of these. So now this is perforated here as well, but I don't want to tear that off. You know what I might want to do with this one? Hang on tight, you guys. I've got these mini Tim Holtz pieces. Here we go. How about if we put, not that one. What if we just put that on there? And glue that on as an extra little piece. So like I said, just get out. The only problem with this kind of project is that when you're finished, all your stuff is out on your desk and now you got to put it all away. That's the only thing. There we go. I'm not liking that because it says baking. I'm not liking that book text right there. So you know what I can do? Nope. I don't want that. Something really tiny up here. Nope. Here we go. Maybe I'll just put this over. Oh, let's see if this one's a little bit bigger. I was trying to get them to overlap a little, but I suppose I could put another piece on there to pull them together because usually you want to get, pieces touching is the best way to do that. Okay. I wasn't sure I was going to make a video today, and then I started doing my cleanup and I found all of these little tags. Nope, not that one. There. That one, just a tiny little one. I love these tiny pieces from Tim Holtz. I have a couple more packages of them that I haven't opened yet, but I have so many in this tray that I figured I would use up some of what I have open before I got more out. Okay. There. I like that a lot better, don't you guys? Like a little cluster there. I like that tag a lot better. All right, so now let's look at this one. And I think maybe what we want is a butterfly. That's a great big one. That's a great big one as well, but it's kind of pretty on there, isn't it? Yeah, I like that one. And I usually go around and cut these a little bit so they're not as much of that clear stuff on there, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just putting them down. And look at that label. Isn't that pretty? Just very simple. And then we have all these little pieces down here. Let's do another one of those. All right, let's put these up. Oh, we've got some animals in here. Do we want to put an animal on here? Oh, look at this guy. He's cute. There we go. Look at that little label now. Wouldn't that be fun to put in a little pocket somewhere? Let's do one more of those. That was fun. I was looking at these dimensional stamps. They're a little thick though, and I don't usually I usually tear them apart, tear them down so that I don't have multiple, layers on them. I usually take the foam off. There we go. So we can put that on, and that is a little bit that does stand up a little bit, but it's not 2 levels high. Let's put behind it maybe how about a fern? There's a fern. And there's a stamp. Okay. And that's got a little bit of dimension to it. Oh, it's not sticking though. Might want to take that off and just put that down flat. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Got a little bit of color now. I love it. These are fun. This is a lot of fun, actually. Let's look at this one, and let me look through. I've got some stamped bits of paper, not paper, fabric here. And I'm sure that we're going to have something that fits in here. Let's put these down here at the bottom. Oh, isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? Just a little. Just a little fabric stamped flower. Isn't that adorable? Now, if you wanted to put like a little, oh, I don't know, Class C down there. Nope, I don't think that one. It doesn't have any color in it. How about, nope, that one's too big. So this is kind of the fun part, right? Where you get to dig through. Here we go. There. Now, the other thing that we can do, let me find them here. There's some words. I've got some little Not that. I just want a small. There we go. Nope, I want it to. Nope, that's not it either. I may not want anything up there. I thought maybe I wanted a little word up there, but it's not making me happy. It looks too crowded, unless I can find just a really tiny one, but I'm not going to spend all day looking for it. I can always add to it when I go to use these if I want to. Are we determined to find something? Okay. Come on. Do a little inking around this little tiny word. So you can make them very unique to your style, something nobody's ever seen before. But I love this idea. I love it. So I'm getting a little more ephemera to use in my journals. There we go. We're determined. Look at that. Isn't that the cutest little label? There's another one done. Let's look in this book. Oh, here's a nice long one. What do we want to do here? Let me find my tray for my little mini Timmy stuff. There we go. These are recipe. I don't think I want recipe. Let's see what else we have. Well, I've got another tall house one that we could use. On this pack of stickers. How about if we take, I just had a thought. We had that, oops, that scrap fabric. That I could put a little piece of scrap fabric on this and then put a label over the top of it. There we go. Nice and frayed. All right, so there we have that. Now let's see what we might have. We've got October 12th, 25. Let's see what else we might have in here. There's just numbers. And I would cut off that white border. Let's see if I have any other just real thin ones in here. If not, I know where I do have. Oh, now that would be cute. Put that on there as a tab. And then this one looks a little bigger. There we go. We could put a tab on that one. And then I don't see anything in here that I really want. But in this book, I know I've got a lot of fun stuff. All right. Let's do... Here's one that says Piccadilly Circus. I kind of like that. All right. You know, you cut out all this ephemera. I've had that ephemera for years now in that book. You cut it out and you file it away, and you just never know when you're going to use it. It's funny how that works. But I do use that stuff periodically because it's just such a perfect size. Okay, let's get this a little bit straighter. Okay. Let's cut this down. I don't want all that white showing. Wow. Can't believe I'm fussy cutting with these huge scissors. So have y'all done this before? Just taken a bunch of kind of boring labels and made stuff with it? If you have, I'd love to hear if you use different things than what I'm using here. I'd love it if you tell me in the comments section. Okay, let's put that there. I don't think these are stickers, but let me just double check. No, they're not stickers. They're not stickers. I didn't think they were. Okay. All right, there's the tab. And then we've got our Piccadilly Circus. And if you really wanted to get creative with these, you could sew around them, you could hand stitch, you could do any number of things on these. I don't want to spend quite that much time on them, so I'm not going to do anything that fancy. But look at that. That was just a very boring label that's now kind of a fun label. All right, let's use one of these in here. Let's find a bigger one in here. Those are actually tags. Let's do one of these. And I didn't ink this one up. I probably should do that. There we go. All right, now that little bag, it seems, I don't kind of feel like they are stickers. They are stickers. That's all right. I glued them down. So you can't really see this around the edges. I'm just kind of covering up that white core. And let's see what else we might have in here. Whoops. Let's see. Oh, that. Okay, I've got some washi stickers in here that are we could put if I can get it up. There we go. We could put this up this way. And I'm just grabbing stuff, you guys. I'm not even really thinking about it. And then we could put a pretty little flower on here. Let's see, what do we want to put on there? It's way too big. That doesn't work. Let's see here. How about this one? Now, some of these, when you put them down, you can kind of see the sticker beneath. Oh, that one's okay. So look at that. Isn't that fun? In a little floral journal on a tag or something. You could put something in the middle. You could put a word on there. Again, when you go to use it, you know, you could put something on it. Sometimes you don't want to over decorate them when you first make them because you don't know where you're going to use it. So I think I'm just going to leave that, and I probably would put a little word down there. All right, let's find another one. Let's see, what are we at? 30 minutes. We'll go for a few more minutes here. Okay. Oh, here's a round one. Let's do a round one. Let's see if I have something on these. There were some birds in here, but I think I might have used them all. This one's pretty depleted. Let's see if we use those. Oh, here are some fun stickers. That one's too little. That one's bigger. Look at the old telephone. We could put in the middle of that, and then I could get a little bit of book page. This is one of my glue books, but that's okay. As long as the words are okay. Oh, this is really crispy material here. Let's see. Okay. There we go. All right, if we put this down here, and then put that on top of it, I think that will be okay. Let's see if we can put some ink on this. It's pretty brittle, so I'm going to have to really go easy around the edges here. There we go. Now, I haven't put any lace on these. I don't think I will. I don't think I need lace on them, but you know, you could put whatever you wanted on here. All right, and then we were going to get this guy. put this little vintage telephone. There we go. And go around the edges. I don't know that I've ever used any of these round labels, but they're awful plain. Look at that guy. Isn't that just sweet? Okay, let's see what else we've got in here. Or do we want to use another one out of here? Here's a little one of these. Let's see. These are really 3D. I don't know if I want to use those. I don't want to take those out. Hang on a second. Maybe I do. I don't think this is. I don't think these are rub-ons. I think they're stickers. Or maybe not. Maybe you have to cut them out. Huh. Well, they're definitely not rub-ons because and I don't see any cutting, so I guess you have to cut these out. I was going to put that one just right on there, but I'm not going to mess with cutting them out. I'll have to do some fussy cutting on these some other time. All right, so let's go this way and let's look at I got a little hope word there. That actually looks kind of cute. Or we've got dream, or I actually have a couple on green, and that background is green. Oh, isn't that cute? So we've got a love. What else might I have in here? Another love. Nope. I would say either hope or dream, and hope was the one I pulled out first, so I'm going to stick with hope on this one. Put a little fabric down there. I love stamping on fabric. If you saw my recent video, I did a bit of that. I've got those in here. There we go. There's hope. Let's ink around it. Now I may want to come in when I get ready to use this. I may want to come in and I think that might be a sticker too. I may want to come in around those corners, add a little flower, down in the corner here. In fact, let's see. I have some little pink flowers here. Now I would probably take this. Oh, that's a little too big. I do have some smaller ones though. Hang on, you guys. Get my flowers out. I just put these away. I thought I was done with them. Let's put a little flower on that. Let's see. What color? Oh, these are fun little flowers that I'm using. I'll put those on the label. There's red. Oh no, I gotta use this one. These are real tiny ones. These are some of my favorite flowers. I get these at Hobby Lobby. They're Paper Studio. I love them, you know, being so little because I can put them on just one if I need to for something really small. Oops, I hit the camera. I'm sorry, you guys. I can put it up here. Yep, I was going to put it down below, but I actually really like it up there. Or I can make a little cluster of them. I have them in all the colors that they sell them in because I love it. All right, just look at how much prettier that looks. There's a hope. All right. Now let's get one of these round ones again. I have some that are a little smaller, some that are bigger. Look at me, I have stuff all around me. This is how I work best. How about you guys? Do you work best when you have... Oh, look at that. Isn't that fun? How about a little piece of... I've got my little lace scraps here. Let me just cut a little piece of lace scrap, put that behind, and put that on there. There we go. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's... I could sit here for hours and make these with all this stuff I have here. I may sit here for hours and make these. So I guess I'll call this video Dressed Up Labels. Dressing up your plain labels. All right, let's put this down. And these little flowers that I made, I just tore little circles out of book page, one bigger, one smaller. And then I put little hole reinforcers that had been colored underneath and then a button on top. And I just glued it all together. Or no, did I don't know if I if I sewed through them. I did. I sewed through them so that they're actually sewn together. And then, and again, when I go to use this, I might want to put a little word down here. I might want to put, I don't know, one of these little flowers. Inking them up always makes them look better, don't they? There we go. There's one with just a little bit of lace around it. And one of my little handmade flowers. All right, we are at about 45 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up here and we'll take a look at what we did. We did a lot in 45 minutes. I didn't use everything I brought out, but that's okay. I had it all here in case I needed it. All right, let's take a look. Let me put these away. All right, let's take a look, see how many we did here. All right. All right, here's one. Here's the other round one, 2. Could put this one either way, 3. We did the rooster, 4. Hope was 5. Actually, I'll put these up here. Then we did this one with the tab, which was 6. And then we did determined. And we did this one with some of the little Timmy stuff. Did this little, I think this one's just so sweet. It's so simple. We did this one. This was one. The first one we did was just a little house on it. And then we had 3 of these bigger ones that we did with the dog, the butterfly and fern, and then the butterfly. So I'll put a close-up picture of all these on the thumbnail so you can see them close up. But that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 13 done in 45 minutes. So just imagine if you did a couple hours of just sitting here and playing, how many you could get done and have in your stash to use. If you're making a tag and you just need a little something on it. I love this. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you more than you know. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and do all that good stuff. I'm looking for my mouse because I put it somewhere, and until I find it, I'm not going to be able to turn off my video or pause it even. Where did I put that thing? There it is. All right, crisis averted. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.